So let's talk a little bit about the cooling system on our BMW Z3. My fan's not coming on. This is a 99 with the inline 6. It's an M52 TU motor, and it does have a external electric fan that runs with the AC and if the engine gets hot. Mine isn't coming on at all, and I've just done a complete coolant refresh on here, so this was the final thing to test. I was debating doing the mechanical fan delete, but in lieu of this fan failing, we'll see what we do here. But I'm going to take you through some of the diagnosis that I learned that isn't really published anywhere about how to test this. So this is the thermostat control for the electric fan. You can see the brown wire is in the middle on there, and that's if this is wired correctly. There are some that are wired incorrectly from the factory. If you want to do a manual test of the fan, you can pull this and just jumper from the middle connector to either side to get high or low, and that will give you somewhat of a test. You can also turn on the AC, obviously, but that will just test the AC circuits. This has 3 modes that it runs in. AC on, the fan will always run, or if this connector is jumped. So I've got the car on jack stands, and I'll run you through the actual test at the fan connector. This is the fan connector. I've taken everything out of the car. You can see the middle is brown, blue, and then another color which is hard to see on here. But basically brown is ground and the other two have voltage. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a test. I'm going to plug this in, and then I'll show you what the meter reads. So the meter is down here, and I've got a fancy meter that does graphing, but any old meter will work. Tiny amount of voltage, but nothing significant. Same thing over here. All right, now I'm going to turn the AC on, and we'll see what changes here. Okay, so the AC is now on. We're going to do that same test. We'll go to ground, and all right, so this must be the high-speed side. And then we go to the low-speed side. You can see we're getting a healthy 13 volts. So this tells me all the relays and everything else on the car are functioning just fine. Same with the fuses. It must be the actual fan. So one other interesting tidbit here, you can see fuses 48 and 49 are below the steering wheel. Well, they're not. They're not there. And this is a case of they would be there if it was the 4-cylinder car, but in the 6-cylinder car, you just have fuse number 40, which is the auxiliary fan. So 16 and 40 apply, and then you've got the relays. But we've tested all that, and we're getting voltage at the connector. So our problem is the fan.